Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. We are back after a thrilling international break where England went 3-3, Scotland secured some vital points in their group, Wales kept their great form going, and both Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland struggling to find form. But we are here for the final run of Premier League games for this season, where Premier League returnees Leeds United for this season face a downgoing Sheffield United at Ellen Road, where the last three meetings between these two teams have been 1-0. This could change as a free-flowing Leeds United face a leaky Sheffield defence who've only kept 2 clean sheets in this disastrous Premier League campaign. Bamford scored a 88th minute winner at Bramall Lane in Gameweek 3 of this season, and he will be fresh and ready to fire as he was denied an England call-up despite scoring 14 Premier League goals this season. It is unlikely for this to be a draw, as they have only played out 5 draws between the two teams, who have played 58 games in the Premier League altogether this season. After the break, after this international break, will we have fireworks at Ellen Road as Leeds look to sink the sails of Sheffield? We're here. The international break is gone, over, no more. We're here for the Premier League. It is back. I'm absolutely delighted it's back. Like I really am. Really don't like the international break. But it is what it is. We're back. It's over. We've got a 5-0 Leeds in the chat. I hope so. I really do. I hope there's a lot of goals. We can only hope. But I think there will be goals. Like I said, the last 3 have been 0-0, but I don't think this one will be 1-0. I don't think this will be 1-0 or 0-0. I think there'll be more than one goal. Hopefully, anyway. Yeah. Like I said, all you can do is hope for goals, especially when you're like a neutral. Yeah. Hold on, just give me a sec. I'm just checking the audio. Sorry about the noise if you get any there. Just try to turn it up a little bit. But yeah, kickoff is just 4 minutes away on this 3 o'clock, 3rd of April, 2021. There we go. But yeah, Leeds versus Sheffield United. Not long ago, this would have been a championship fixture in the 2018-19 season. They were both 1-0s. Leeds winning away and Sheffield United winning away, which is quite interesting. Both teams were losing at home in that season. Unfortunately for Leeds, they didn't go up that year. It was Sheffield United who came up to the Premier League, stayed for a season. It looks like they're going to be going right back down again for next season into the Championship. Currently, I'll say managerless. Obviously, we've got Paul Heckingbottom in charge. But to be fair, Paul Heckingbottom once managed Leeds United. Managed Leeds from February 2018 to June 2018. 16 games he was in charge for, and he only won 4 games, which isn't great. And his first game as manager of Leeds was against Sheffield United at home, and they beat them 2-1. So a little bit of history for Paul Heckingbottom with Leeds United. Wasn't the prettiest of times of his managerial career, but he's moved on now from Leeds United. He's also managed the likes of Barnsley and Hibernian in Scotland, so he's done the rounds. He's also won 2 trophies as a manager. That was with Barnsley back in the 2015-16 season. Got them promoted to League One from League Two, and also won the Football League trophy for Barnsley in that season. So he can definitely do it. Maybe not in the Premier League, but if he keeps his job for the Championship, we'll see what he can do with his team as the squads are coming out. We've got 3-1 to Leeds. Hopefully Sheffield United can score. They haven't scored many this season. They've only scored 16. They've got 14 points. They've lost 23 games. Like I said, these two teams have only played out 5 draws between them both in 58 Premier League games this season. So unlikely to be a draw, but who knows. Let's have a look at the lineups as well. You can see Meslier in goal for Leeds, 2 very young goalkeepers today. We've got a 21-year-old Frenchman and a 22-year-old Englishman in between the 6 of Sheffield United. A back 4 for Leeds as well. Liam Cooper is back in the team. He's only scored 1 goal this year in the Premier League, and that was against United in the 6-2 defeat. He has Diego Llorente next to him, who's played all 90 minutes in the last 5 games. He's had quite an injury-struck season, the Spanish centre-back, and then the usual left-back and right-back of Alioski and Ayling. A holding midfielder of Calvin Phillips, who played 2 full 90-minute games whilst with England and started all 3. He's back in the team today. And then they've got a midfield 4 with Harrison, Roberts, Dallas and Rafinha on the right wing. He's someone to definitely look out for. And Patrick Bamford, very unlucky to not get a call-up for the England squad, but he didn't. And he's going to look to return to club duty with after scoring a goal and assisting in the last game for Leeds, which was against Fulham away. And then the bench is Casilia, Koch, Strauch, Shackleton, Click, Rodrigo, Hernandez, Costa and Ian Poveda. And then for Sheffield United, they've got Ramsdale, and then they've got 3 full-backs in their team. They've got Edna Stevens and Jayden Bogle, who are usually full-backs, but they're having to play a left-back and right-back role. Or you could also see George Baldock at centre-back. I'll tell you how that sets out. It might be George Baldock in centre-back instead of Bogle. We'll just see when the game starts. And then Osborne at left wing-back. But they have got John Egan back. He's missed the last 5 games for Sheffield United. He'll be a welcome return once he can get back in the starting 11. The usual midfield 3 of Fleck, Lundstrom and Norwood. They're the usual midfield 3 at the minute. And then a rotating forward pair, but the probably 2 of the most prolific ones they've got in Oliver McBurney and David McGoldrick, who is captain today, and he's got 7 goals in all competitions this season, 6 in the Premier League, 2 coming against Manchester United in a 3-2 defeat at Bramhall Lane. And then their bench is also Fotheringham, Egan, Lowe, Bryan, Ampadu, Ndai, Brewster, Mousset and Oliver Burke as well. So that's the starting 11s. They're the subs. We're going to kick off very soon, just having a minute silence. I think it's someone for Leeds. I think this minute silence. No, we're going to have a minute round of applause, because I know they had shirts on, the Leeds United players, and during the warm-up with a name on the back. I couldn't quite see who it was, to be fair. But I do also want to say, not about this one, but all respects and all condolences go to Lee Collins, his family, and at Yeovil. You may have heard the news on, I think it was Wednesday, it came out. He passed away, 32 years old, the Yeovil captain, Lee Collins. All games in the National League, the league that Yeovil are in, all had a minute silence yesterday. So, all condolences to his family, friends, and everyone at Yeovil. And it was Peter Lorimer. That was for Leeds as well. If you're a Leeds fan, you might know him. I'm not. Obviously, I don't follow Leeds, so I'm not too sure. Obviously, a big club character, but we're about to get underway very soon. Paul Heckingbottom, the Sheffield United interim manager, returning to Leeds. Not the greatest of times he had, but he's going to hopefully come back to haunt his old squad. As the referee blows the whistle, and again, all players take the knee. We saw different demonstrations during the international break. A lot of countries stood against it and pointed to the respect badge on their kit. But the Premier League still taking the knee, and we are underway with Leeds kicking left to right. Sheffield United right to left. Luke Ayling, the right back, sends it down the line towards Bamford, who does flick it on towards Tyler Roberts, who just gets the hair of the Sheffield United defender. And is that a penalty, or is that just a throw-in? I think it might just be a throw-in. It's an early shout for a foul there. Has he given a free kick? He may have, actually. Yeah, just caught on the edge of the box there. Tyler Roberts, the midfielder. Graham Scott, the referee for today's game, sees that as a foul. It's right on the edge as well. On the right-hand side, it'll be Rafinha, the right winger, to take this, the Brazilian. He's got a wicked left foot, and he'll be looking to use that left foot to try and get this past Ramsdale, or maybe put a cross in. Depends what he thinks is the best option. What can he do? Anything? He's got 6 goals and 5 assists this season. Rafinha, signing from Stade Rennais in the summer. He's over this free kick. He's going to go for a shot as he swings it towards the near post, and it's over the bar, and Ramsdale can watch it sail into the stands. Empty stands, but hopefully not for too long. Hopefully we'll get fans back for a little bit of this season. Hopefully, as that was a bit of a wild free kick there from Rafinha. First appearance against Sheffield United for Rhian. Wasn't actually at the club in the reverse fixture, which Leeds won 1-0 at Bramall Lane. Bamford goal, 88th minute winner. Sheffield United getting their first taste of the ball as they look to clear it down the line, but they've been dispossessed here by Luke Ayling, who's been pushed to the ground by Oliver McBurney, and a free kick it will be for Leeds United to take inside the Sheffield United half, but they go back into their own half with Diego Llorente. Now Elon Meslier had a great season so far, Meslier, but yet to break through the French under-21 squad. He's played no games for them so far, but he's appeared 10 times on the bench for the France under-21s. But a very promising goalkeeper, to say the least. As they've worked it out wide left here to Ejan Aliofsky, towards Jack Harrison, the loanee from Manchester City, just been dispossessed there by Bogle. And Sheffield United look to play out from the back here with Baldock. Nice ball through to McGoldrick, who can take it on the turn and play it out wide left, where Edna Stevens will drive forward for Sheffield United. He's got Ben Osborne to his left, and he will use the left wing back, and he'll go inside to Fleck. Nice little play here from Sheffield United. Stevens back inside to McGoldrick from 25 yards out, slips it through to McBurney in the box, but Dallas is there to recover and tackle for Leeds. But McGoldrick's running back of a great slide challenge, and it comes to McBurney, who shoots once, blocked, and falls back to him, and he looks to slip it through to Lundstrom. Too much on it, and it goes all the way through to Elon Meslier. So a little decent bit of play there from Sheffield United, getting on the ball, knocking it about. Don't mind that from Sheffield United. But he leads attack now with Calvin Phillips playing it towards the right hand side. It's a misplaced ball, and Ben Osborne can take over for Sheffield United. Out to Lundstrom, the number 7, John Lundstrom, formerly of Everton in his youth days. John Lundstrom was at Everton for actually 13 years. He joined in 2002 and left in 2015, John Lundstrom, but he's now made it to the Premier League. Sheffield United might not be there for too much longer, but they've gone into this game with a positive mindset, to say the least, because they've got a throw in here on the left hand side with Ben Osborne. Makeshift left wing back for today's game, Ben Osborne. It's his 10th start in the Premier League this season. His ball down the line to McGoldrick has now been lost, and Rhian can bring it away, the Brazilian, and find it to Bamford. It's now Tyler Roberts breaking away. He's been cynically brought down by John Lundstrom just inside the Sheffield United half, and a booking it will be for Lundstrom there in the end. He's already picked up a red card this season, Lundstrom. That was against Brighton in a 1-1 away draw, so he won't want another one. So that's an early booking for him to have to deal with now for the rest of the game. Only over 4 minutes in. And Ayling has it, the right back, to Dallas. First time ball, looking to thread through Rhian, but it's just a little bit behind him, and a throw in for Sheffield United it'll be. Thanks to everyone who's here. Make sure you like and subscribe, and tell any of your mates to join as well. If you could, that'd be amazing. As it's cleared down the line by Sheffield United, but headed back forward by Calvin Phillips. It drops in the end to Ayling, who goes back to the captain, Liam Cooper. Aliofsky, pass has been intercepted by Bogle, who can try and run forward. He's halfway within the Leeds half, but he's lost it with Aliofsky taking over. A bit of a tussle here, but Aliofsky's kept it and got it back to Cooper, who clears down the left-hand side, met by Jagielka, headed forward. And headed away by Cooper, only as far as Bogle again. Inside to McBurney, first time ball to McGoldrick on the edge of the box. Working away towards Osborne as the ball's gone towards the left wing back. But a covering Rhian gets back to help out Ayling and just prods the ball behind for a corner. Good defending that from Rhian, because McBurney got it to McGoldrick, who was able to get it out of his feet and look for Osborne on the left, and just about got towards him. And he just poked it just behind. Meslier had it covered if it was sneaking within the post, but I don't think it was. Well, open game so far. You expect that with Leeds, but with Sheffield United, they're really going for it. You know, they've not got much to lose, really. You know, rock bottom, looking to be relegated, as the ball's been crossed in towards the far post, but too far for any of the Sheffield United players to get on the end of it. And a goal kick it will be. But you could expect a lot of goals in this game, but for Sheffield United, they haven't scored in any of their last 3 games in all competitions, conceding 9 in the process as well. So their last loss was in the FA Cup against Chelsea last weekend. And if you've seen the Chelsea scoreline from just before against West Brom, you will certainly be shocked. Tuchel's first defeat as Chelsea manager, and that's not great news really for Sheffield United if they wanted any hope of getting out of this mess. I don't think they are, but Sheffield United are now just a little bit further away from West Brom, who were able to get the 3 points in quite bizarre circumstances. If you saw the result before the game, you'd think, no way that's going to happen, but it did. Here comes Sheffield United on the left-hand side. Dinked forward again, looking for, I think, McBurney there, but in the end it fell to Rhian, and he's just dinked over the head of Fleck and can't quite get any further forward past the midfield of Sheffield United. And the ball cannons back towards Aaron Ramsdale. Great skill from the Brazilian there. He picked it up, flicked it over the head of the midfielder, and then tried to get forward as Lundstrom's been dispossessed. And an early strike there from Calvin Phillips on the edge of the box has been saved by Ramsdale, and Sheffield United get away with one there. Phil Jagielka being a bit casual in possession, and Lundstrom was caught on his toes, and Calvin Phillips around just 22 yards out picks up the ball and takes a touch forward, and then 22 yards out sees Ramsdale out of his goal, so decides to go for it early, and it just bounces in front of the keeper there. So he's done well to save that and get on any seconds or any rebounds that could have been available there for Leeds. Good save, just bounced in front of him. It was a good attempt there from Calvin Phillips, who's yet to score this season in any competition, never mind just the Premier League. Throw in here for Luke Ayling to Dallas, finds Bamford, back to Dallas again on the edge. Does he fancy a strike? Yes, he does. It's a good save by Ramsdale, getting down to his right-hand side. Now Jack Harrison, can he put a cross in himself? No, go back to Alioski. To Jack Harrison, one-on-one with Bogle, looks to try and take him on, pokes it through the legs of Lundstrom towards Tyler Roberts. He works it to Calvin Phillips as Leeds switch it over to the right-hand side now for Luke Ayling to put an early cross in towards Bamford, whose touch is a little bit heavy and Edna Stevens can clear, but it only falls as far as Stuart Dallas. Liam Cooper over to Alioski. Does he fancy a cross? Yes, he does. He's going to aim for Patrick Bamford, and it's just gone over his head. Osborne needs to clear, and just about does in the end. Loops in the air and flicked on by McBurney. Falls to Calvin Phillips, and again Leeds can look to get forward as he goes out wide left to Jack Harrison. He's got an overlap of Alioski. Decides against using the run and looks for a cross himself, comes off Lundstrom, back to the left winger, who then puts a great cross into the box where Sheffield United have to deal with it. They claim for a handball, but it's gone out for a throw-in in the end for Leeds as it was volleyed away by Edna Stevens. I don't think there was anything in that, to be honest, by Edna Stevens. Obviously, the referee is just going to stop and ask the VAR to have a quick look, and that is Jared Gillet and Mark Perry on VAR. Not heard of them before, not seen them. Does it come off his hand? Oh, couldn't quite see it there, the camera. The camera just didn't quite catch it. But we continue anyway. They didn't think it was handball as Luke Ayling has it on the right-hand side. Rafinha, first time ball looking for Ayling, just behind him, but it's been won back by Dallas, who completes a nice little 1-2 there with Ayling. Looks for the back heel back to Rafinha to keep possession for Leeds. Left-footed ball inside. Tyler Roberts now. Back to goal on the right-hand side. Looks for a ball forward. A little bit lazy. Loses the ball, and as Sheffield United try and go forward with McGoldrick, he's been tripped over, and a free kick it will be for the Blades. Like I said, open 10 minutes, been a bit of end-to-end stuff. Obviously Leeds will want the early goal just before. We had a Stuart Dallas shot, he was allowed to shoot, and it was a strong save by Aaron Ramsdale in the end there by Stuart Dallas, who's played every single minute in the Premier League so far this season, scoring 5 goals as well, so he's popped up with a few goals every now and then. Stuart Dallas, the Northern Irish international. He's played the most games of his career under Marcelo Bielsa. 105 games he's played under Bielsa, more than any other manager at his time. He's been managed by a few managers. Stuart Dallas. As we're back underway with a Leeds free kick on the halfway line as Sheffield United couldn't quite make anything of their free kick they won through McGoldrick. There's now Alioski. Alioski is North Macedonian, and he was part of that squad who beat Germany 2-1. He played the full 90 minutes at left back in that historic win for North Macedonia against Germany. It's great to see little or smaller countries or countries with lesser talents beating the big dogs. Rafinha can get the 1-2 off with Stuart Dallas, but he looks to win it back for Leeds, and he does with Tyler Roberts now, looking to thread it through to Rafinha, and he's found him down the byline. Will he shoot? He'll pull it back instead, and it's an open goal for Jack Harrison to put Leeds ahead Stuart Dallas, his determination, won the ball back there for Leeds. And then Tyler Roberts found Rafinha in behind. Calm by the Brazilian to look up, make his decision. Was it a shot or was it going to be a cross? It was a cross towards the back post where Jack Harrison, unmarked, looking for the goal. And he's found exactly what he was looking for. And it's Leeds who take the lead. Rafinha's gliding past Baldock and then free on his own for a tap in there. Jack Harrison, like I said before, is on loan from Manchester City, and Leeds are looking to sign him on a permanent after this season, and he looks to be a great fit in this Leeds squad, and he has been for many years now under Bielsa. He's been on loan there about 3 times now, and he'll probably himself want to find a permanent home, and Leeds, I think, is the home for him. He's put them 1-0 up against rock-bottom Sheffield United, and we've got the first goal in the game, and it's come just after the 11th minute. Harold, hello mate, how you doing? Are you doing okay? Not seen you in the last few streams, I don't think, unless my memory serves me wrong. But we're back underway, with Dallas hooking it away, only as far as Osborne, who heads it forward for McBurney on the left-hand side. It's now McGoldrick, back to goal, trying to turn, but Diego Llorente wasn't allowing that to happen, and the Spaniard wins a throw-in as he kicks it off McGoldrick, the number 14. Like I said, he's completed the full 90 minutes in the last 5 games for Leeds, and he's had an injury-struck season so far. This is only his 10th appearance in all competitions for Leeds, and that does include a few Premier League 2 appearances, which is pretty much the Premier League Under-23s league. He's actually scored in that as well, and he's only played in that competition a few times. It's his 8th Premier League appearance, 16 games injured, but he seems to be getting back into the team now, injury-free. Rafinha's volley looking for Calvin Phillips has been intercepted by Lundstrom, but he nearly overruns it. And he technically did, but thankfully for him, he was collided in with by Cooper, and the referee saw it as a foul on the halfway line, so Lundstrom didn't really lose possession in the end. Jagielka will take the free kick on the halfway line as Sheffield United do push players forward. Just clipped towards the left-hand side. Header won by McBurney. Goes inside. Cleared away by Calvin Phillips. Only as far as Phil Jagielka, who will find its way back to Aaron Ramsdale. Clears it first time up towards Lundstrom, but it's Calvin Phillips to win the header. And he's just flicked it sideways to Liam Cooper. Back to Ilon Meslier. On the ball again, the young Frenchman. Left-footed ball towards Alioski. Can he keep it in play as he went a little bit left? No. Couldn't control it and keep it in play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Sheffield United within the final third. It's a good chance to maybe get a cross in here, as they've already thrown it to Bogle. Lundstrom. Going to have to look backwards here. Good pressing here from Alioski, tracking him all the way, and he's had to go back in the end to Jagielka, the veteran centre-back at the age of 38 now. He'll be 39 in August. Did make 40 appearances for England at his time when he was at the top of his game. Obviously come to the latter stages of his career now. And Sheffield United just winning another free kick there. McBurney dropping deep for the ball, and Cooper following him and fouling him in the end. It probably will be Jagielka to take this free kick again. Great game so far. Really enjoy these games, you know. Oh, Cooper nearly kicking McBurney in the head there as he's gone to clear the ball, and they were both on the ground. Like I said, the last 3 games between the two sides weren't 1-0s, but I knew this wasn't going to be the case. With a leaky Sheffield defence and a free-flowing Leeds, I knew there was going to be goals one way or another. Rafinha's won it back again, defending well from that free kick, and they can try and get into a counter-attack. With Dallas working it out wide left to Alioski, inside towards Harrison again, just behind the winger, and Sheffield United can pick it up now with Oliver Norwood. Pokes it back to Aaron Ramsdale. Going to keep trying to pass out from the back. Baldock to Bogle. I think it's just been caught there by Alioski. No contact, says the referee, and a throw-in it is for Leeds as it went right the way out. I thought Bogle may have been caught there, but I was wrong, apparently, according to the referee. Alioski the left back for Leeds, to take the throw-in. He's been a real big part of the team this year. This is his 30th appearance in all competitions. He's picked up 3 goals in the process, but in this reverse fixture, he only made a couple of, only was able to play a couple of minutes as he was a late substitute. It's Tyler Roberts. Back to Calvin Phillips. Works out wide left to Alioski, who's going to put the cross into the 6-yard area, and it's easy to catch for Aaron Ramsdale, who was part of that England under-21 squad who were knocked out of the European Championships. A little bit embarrassing for the under-21s. They've got a lot of talent in that team, and you could say they bottled a lot of those games. You could put it down to the players, you could put it down to the manager, but either way, they were out of that competition. But he's focusing now on Sheffield United and shows this game as Ben Osborne looks to get forward, winning it back from Rhian, but he's ran into traffic and Rhian's been given the ball again. Now to Bamford, who holds it up, and to Dallas, who does a nice little turn there on Norwood, and he stops in his tracks there, Oliver Norwood, the midfielder. Got skimmed there a little bit by Stuart Dallas, a nice little flick, and getting beyond him, and he's been took out there, Dallas, just on the halfway line. Now Liam Cooper. Leeds United haven't won at home since the 23rd of February in a 3-0 win against Southampton. But that's just no wins in their last 2 home games. That's how little they've played at home. In the last 5 or 6 weeks, they've only played 3 home games. And the last time they won was against Southampton. Obviously, I think their last home game here was a 0-0 draw to Chelsea. Like I said, one of not many draws for Leeds. Only 3 this season. So if going into this game, they've had a pretty even record. They've won, drawn, and lost in the last 3 games. So they've experienced a bit of everything in their recent matches. But they'll look to win this one, and they've got the lead already in this game. It's Cooper. Out wide again to Alioski. Unpressed. And he gives him time to find his pass, and it's Calvin Phillips to Aylan, who's got further forward here. Now to Dallas, who's drifted out wide right. Can he dink across? And he does try to chip it in. It's flicked away, only as far as Alioski, who helps it back in towards Harrison, headed away. And it's up in the air where Roberts can try and head it forward, but it's Norwood who ends up heading it back towards his goalkeeper. And Aaron Ramsdale can come and collect. And if you are interested, next commentary is on Wednesday. Porto versus Chelsea. Like I said, Chelsea's just had a very, very crazy last game just before against West Brom. So they'll want to try and bounce back and win against Porto in the first leg. So that'll be at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Make sure you are here for that. And then next Saturday's commentary is Liverpool versus Aston Villa at 3 o'clock. And they also play in midweek against Real Madrid. Is Rafinha breaks away here for Leeds, and he works out wide left to Harrison, the goal scorer. He's in the box. He tries to work it onto his right foot, tackled in the end by Baldock, and Lundstrom can look to clear, but he's just been pulled back by Harrison, and a free kick for Sheffield United. So make sure you're there for the next few commentaries coming up on this channel, especially the one on Wednesday. That should be a cracking game. Porto versus Chelsea in the quarter-finals, getting to the better stages of the Champions League, where all the best teams are left. Jack Harrison, the 1 goal and only the 1 shot in this game on target, but it's gone in. Yes, it was from about 3 yards out, but they all count. Right place, right time. Just absolutely cut through the Sheffield defence, and it's kind of just been the story of their season, really. Conceding so many goals. It's now 51 for the season. Here's McBurney. Can't win the flick on. Aylan does, but the wrong way. And he concedes the throw-in. Taken quickly by Osborne to McBurney. Works it to Osborne again. Towards McBurney down the line. Just been brought to the ground there by Aylan, and the referee sees that as doing it illegally, and a free kick it'll be for Sheffield United. And this is a good chance from the left-hand side to maybe get a cross into the box. So we're about halfway into the Leeds half, and John Fleck does have a good left foot on him to put a cross in if he thinks he can work his magic here. Has got 2 assists this season, John Fleck. The man who won 6 trophies while at Rangers in his 7-year stay there from 2005 to 2012. Here he is, cross. It's a great crossing, great bend, and a Header's been won there, I think, by a Leeds player, and the referee indicates a corner. I think it was McGoldrick who was going for it, and Edna Stevens as well, a mix of the two Irishmen going for it, and it was a Leeds head who got onto it in the end. I think it was Llorente who was able to deflect it away. Yeah, came off Edna Stevens and then off the Spaniard, Llorente, and then for a corner. But it was a great ball from Fleck. Great bit of spin on there, great bit of curl. And he's got a corner here now, Fleck, so if you could maybe recreate some of the movement he got on the last cross, could cause some danger here for Leeds. Places the ball down. Do we get any signals? No, he's going to cross it straight in. It's an in-swinger towards the near post, headed away by Llorente, and then as far as Norwood, he tries to get it back in the box, but it's cleared away by Roberts as he helps it forward towards Dallas. Can't quite get there ahead of Fleck. It's now Norwood out to Osborne as he looks to bring it forward. Oh, out wide right he looks, and it's just a poor misplaced ball towards Lundstrom. And Leeds have it back in their own half. In the left back area now with Aliofsky forward into the midfield with Dallas. Phillips. Aliofsky takes a touch forward and barged to the ground by McBurney. And a free kick it'll be for the North Macedonian left back. As him and McBurney just exchanging a few words. Just nudging right into the back of Aliofsky. I think he knew what he was doing there, McBurney. Always going to be a free kick. Just give me a sec. Okay. We are back underway. Lundstrom just picking it off from Harrison, giving Sheffield United possession again, just in their own defensive third. Trying to work it out, but Norwood's scuffed cross has gone towards Roberts, who can't quite get it in towards Harrison, and in the end, the Sheffield United defence have got it back to their goalkeeper Ramsdale, who can clear first time, and it's out for a throw-in for Leeds. Not quite as accurate as he would have wanted there, Ramsdale. Throw in towards Harrison, won back by Bogle. It's now Jagielka just in front of the 18-yard box. Finds Fleck back to Edna Stevens, forward to Fleck again, the Scotsman, who's got a lot of room to run into now as he enters the Leeds half. Needs to try and release the ball if he can. He does to Osborne on the left. Down the line towards McGoldrick, who's tried to spin, but Ayling pulls him back and he has to stop his run, but Osborne takes over, but the referee's pulled him back for a foul on McGoldrick by Ayling. Tried to spin in there, McGoldrick, and he did do so while being pulled down. Then Osborne tried to get on the end of it, but there was no advantage. The ref pulled it back. Quickly taken though. McGoldrick's gone for a long range strike, and it was bending towards that far post there on Elan Mellier's goal. From the left hand side, McGoldrick picked it up from the free kick, was allowed space to run into, and then around 22 yards out again, he looked to bend it to that far corner, and the man who Sheffield United look for goals nearly comes again for the goods with another goal. Well, not to be just bent wide. It would have been a fantastic goal if it'd gone in. But we've got a goal kick here with Meslier. Aliofsky volley back to Liam Cooper. Down the line it goes. Header won by Jayden Bogle of Sheffield United. It's there to be won against Baldock and Roberts, and it forced to Dallas in the end as both of them went to challenge for it. Number 15, Stuart Dallas, he's got the overlapping run of Ayling. He finds him, he crosses, and it's just headed away by Bogle. But it falls to Aliofsky on the volley, and great defending there from George Baldock. Threw himself at it. I think Ramsdale would have had it saved anyway, but George Baldock was not to know, and he threw his body at that shot and blocked it away for a corner kick. It was going in for sure, but I think Ramsdale may have had it. But still great defending. It's going to be it's going to be a right-footed crossing by Calvin Phillips. It's going to be an in-swinging corner. They've got men to aim for. It's crossed in, flicked on by a Sheffield United player. Head comes off Bamford. It's in the sky. It's brought down. It's shot. It's blocked. It falls to Tyler Roberts, who helps it back in. And it goes back out and then back towards him. It's a little bit of ping-pong football here. As Rafinha now puts it down on the ground and kind of calms everything down as he's fouled to the ground, and a throw for Leeds it'll be. A bit mental there. Everything was going on. Back and forth, back and forth. It's hard to commentate on that if you're not watching the game, because obviously you don't really know where the ball's going. It was kind of going back in, then out, in, out. It was doing the okey-dokey. Oh, just ridiculous, but Leeds have got possession. Oh, no, they don't. As I say that, Liam Cooper looked to spray a ball out wide right to Ayling, who was a little bit further forward than he thought, and he couldn't keep it in, and the possession is lost. And Marcelo Bielsa's had a little bit of a haircut. A bit of a Mourinho. You know, when Mourinho shaved his head, it was a bit like Mourinho's. Marcelo Bielsa, the Argentine. Another throw-in for Sheffield United as Leeds dealt with the first one. Not too well because they've given the ball back, but they stopped any attack from happening for the time being. Ben Osborne, the left wing back, to take the throw-in for Sheffield United, throws it down the line. I think that's towards John Lundstrom. He kicks it off Rhian last. Wins another throw-in towards the corner flag. But there's an awkward bit of shade in this, in the corner on the left-hand side of Sheffield, the right-hand side of Leeds, and it's hard to see some of the players. Honestly, it's hard to make out the players. It's so dark. It's ridiculous. But Osborne gets it back from his own throw. Now finds McGoldrick, who has to hold it up. Finds John Fleck on the far left. Everything's to his right as he's been brought down again, but he's seen as a dive, said the referee, and a free kick it'll be for Leeds. Fleck's not really complaining too much, to be fair. Let's have a look. I thought he was brought down. Yeah, no. Just fell to the ground. Looking for it. No contact. Well seen by the referee, Graham Scott. Got to give it to him. I thought he just got clipped there by Rafinha, but just went down over nothing. So free kick for Leeds it'll be in their right back area. With Meslier to the right back, Ayling. Inside to Llorente. Forward to Phillips, just looking for Patrick Bamford on the halfway line, and he picks it up ahead of Baldock and he sprays it wide left to Alioski. Forward to Jack Harrison. The final third we are. He's got an overlap of Alioski. Decides to use it this time. He pulls it back towards the far post where Edna Stevens can head away, but it falls to Rafinha on the volley in the box. Blocked by Ben Osborne, and away it goes for a throw-in. Leeds coming close again, just under half an hour. Still 1-0. Alioski's made that overlap every time, but not being used any of the times. But that time he was used, and he put a cross in. No one was there in the end. Only the head of Edna Stevens, and Rafinha was able to get a volley away, but didn't go into the goal. Luke Ayling throws it into Rafinha, gets it back from the Brazilian winger, and Ayling's been forced back to the halfway line now with Diego Llorente. First time ball back to Ilan Meslier. Cooper to Calvin Phillips in the Leeds half. Is Alioski having to go all the way into the centre of the park and then find Meslier to get away from the pressure of the Sheffield United players. Meslier slips as he kicks it, but it's a decent enough kick to get it far away, but not to a Leeds player. Falls to Baldock, who now has it. And back he goes to Phil Jagielka. Bags of experience, 375th. 375 games now in the Premier League for Phil Jagielka. 322 of them for Everton, scoring 14 goals, and then 53 for Sheffield United, scoring 4. Obviously none this season, but in his previous time at the club, he was there in his earlier days of his career before moving to Everton, and he's left Everton now, returned back to Sheffield United. What a milestone to hit, 375. Don't think he'll hit 400, but still a very good number to hit, good milestone. As Phillips passes intercepted by Edna Stevens, not letting Rafinha through. Norwood. Osborne takes it away from Dallas, who slips and can't recover as he tries to tackle Osborne. Now Fleck poked forward to Edna Stevens, tries to go inside, but he's been tackled by Ayling, and Leeds have it back in their own half. With Llorente, has to hurry a clearance, and it's been met there by Norwood. Stevens left his Fleck. Down the line is Osborne. Now to McBurney, who's dropped a little bit deeper for the ball. He now finds Lundstrom. Back to Norwood. It's now Edna Stevens. Sheffield United enjoying a little bit of possession here as they get it up to McGoldrick. Looks inside for the run of Edna Stevens, but it's been cut out by Phillips. And a clearance by Phillips, and it falls fantastically for Patrick Bamford. Inside, he goes to Tyler Roberts. He needs to try and help it on once more, and he does towards Jack Harrison, who looks for his second. It's just past the post. I've got to say, it's great dedication from Tyler Roberts. The ball was there to be won for him to get it through to Harrison, and he got absolutely taken out by George Baldock. But he kind of knew the challenge was coming, but he galloped towards the ball to try and find Harrison, and he got there ahead of Baldock, poked it to the winger, taken out, nearly did a forward roll there, Tyler Roberts, as he was taken down. Yeah, literally did a forward flip, worked it to Harrison, and it's actually a great save from Ramsdale. I didn't even catch that. It was going in, but a trailing back leg of Ramsdale was able to divert the ball wide. And a corner kick it will be for Leeds. Didn't even see that save. That's an unbelievable save. Really is. Is George Baldock, the man who put that challenge in on Roberts, who sent him flying. He's injured himself in the process. I think Roberts is okay. I think he's back on his feet. I just love commentating. It's so good. You can just make the games interesting yourself. You know what I mean? Instead of watching and just start thinking this is like rubbish. When you commentate, it just gives you a bit of adrenaline during the game. But yeah, Baldock, I don't actually know what happened to him during the challenge. I'd have to see it again. He may have been... Let's have a look. So he's put the challenge in. Not too sure. I'm going to have to see it again with this replay. I think it might have just been the lower body of Roberts just crashing into him. Just maybe took it a bit out of him. It was a great challenge by the both of them. The ball was there to be won, and they've both gone for it. But Baldock, the man who was trying to defend the attack, has actually come out worse. He seems in real discomfort here, Baldock. Off a few replays, you don't really see where exactly the injuries come from, because Tyler Roberts doesn't really go into him that hard, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like he's got a knee in the face, or I didn't see a knee in the face anyway. But it looks like they're going to have to make a change. There must have been contact I've not seen from the replays, unless he's just really took it hard. But Ampadu is the man to be getting stripped off if Baldock is required to come off. They're going to see if he's okay. It's probably, I think it's a bit of concussion. I think it's just the lower body of Roberts just going into him. Just kind of just took it a little bit out of him, if you know what I mean. Ampadu is just going to do a few jogs, warming himself up just in case he is needed. The man on loan from Chelsea, as Baldock has been helped back to his feet. The physios and the medics just making sure he's okay. Just, they don't want to risk anything, any of his health. Ampadu's still warming up, but I think Baldock will be okay. We're just going to have to see. He's just hobbling off it a little bit. Remember, they have got John Egan as well back, the usual captain. And he'll be a massive help when he's back. He missed the last 5. He actually missed the reverse fixture as well, the 1-0. But we're going to get back underway with a corner for Leeds. Rafinha to swing it in, headed away by McBurney. Only as far as Calvin Phillips, about 25 yards out. High over the bar. A little bit speculative there from Calvin Phillips, because if that goes in, it's probably up there a goal of the season. But when it doesn't go in, they usually do aim for Rose Ed. Baldock, can he see the game out? Or the physios? Oh no, the physios think he's okay. Back on the pitch he goes. The number 2, George Baldock, back on he goes. He's got actually a brother called Sam Baldock, who plays for Reading, who's got 11 goals this season, the striker. George Baldock is a right back / makeshift centre back in a back 3. So the Baldocks doing pretty well in their footballing careers. They'll probably both be in the same division next year as well. They might face each other, Sam and George Baldock. Zaylen has a throw for Leeds. Good throw to Rafinha, who found himself kind of in the central midfield role. Releases it to Alioski, who does the same to Jack Harrison. 1-on-1 with Jayden Bogle. Takes a heavy touch and it allows Bogle to tackle and Lundstrom to help away. Only as far as Liam Cooper. He finds Alioski, and here's Jack Harrison again. Can he make a bit of better of this situation? He can. Finding Roberts in a little bit of room on the left-hand side. Phillips to Roberts, who's drifted back inside. Turns nicely. Gets it out wide left to Alioski. He goes inside to Roberts again. Nice control. Passes it to Dallas. Close quarters, but they're able to keep shifting this ball around Leeds. And they've got it to Ayling, the right back. Goes for an early cross. It's a swinging cross in, and it's had to be flicked behind by Jaden Bogle for a Leeds corner. Good play from Leeds. Just around 9.5 minutes left to play of this. Well, 8.5 minutes, sorry, to play this second half, plus first half, plus a little bit of added on time, probably about 3 minutes or so maybe. They've got another corner to deal with, Sheffield United. They're not really created much, despite getting on the ball a few times. They've had a few shots all off target. Phillips towards the near post. Can it be helped on by Ayling? No, it can't. A goal kick it'll be. Just tries to volley it back in towards the box, Ayling, from the near post, but he's not quite been able to get any height on it. It's kind of bounced off him in the end for a goal kick. Thanks for everyone who's here. If you can like and subscribe, that'd help me out massively. Commentary, next one is on Wednesday. Chelsea face Porto. It'll be Chelsea's away game, but it will be played in a neutral venue. That one will be played in Seville. But a lot of the other games will be played at the usual stadiums like Manchester City. That'll be played at the Etihad and at the Signal Iduna Park. It's obviously all COVID-based, isn't it? Different countries are at different stages. Sheffield United help it forward to McBurney, who's able to head it to McGoldrick. Back to Osborne, right on the halfway line on the left-hand side. Can't play it forward because Rhian's in the way. And a throw-in it will be for Sheffield United. Throws it into McGoldrick. Nicely brought down and forward to McBurney. Does it fall to the Scotsman in the end? It does. And he finds Osborne, who's gone from left wing back to nearly up front as he releases to Jaden Bogle, who's got up from right wing back. Can't cross it because it's blocked by Alioski. Lundstrom it'll fall to, though. Osborne. Forward to Bogle, who's took it on the turn nicely. Tries to get inside. It's not being allowed to, though, by Jack Harrison, but he does win a corner for his team. Good play from Jaden Bogle. The last time Sheffield United did score more than one goal, he scored the winner. It was a 2-1 win against West Brom. I did commentate on the game, and Jaden Bogle made it. I think he made it 1-1, actually. No, he did make it 1-1, sorry. And then Billy Sharp got the winner in that game to make it 2-1 against West Brom. But that was all the way back on the 2nd of February, so the last time they scored more than one goal was quite a while ago, 2 months ago to yesterday. Could that change today? Who knows? It won't happen now because flex cross is being cleared away at the near post and a break's on. Rhian can't quite head it forward and it falls to Jagielka, who plays a nice ball into McBurney. Out wide left to McGoldrick on the edge of the box. Uses the run of Edna Stevens and plays it to the left wing back, whose first cross is deflected back to him off Calvin Phillips. Edna Stevens finds a gap through to McGoldrick, puts it across the box, and it's just been missed by Ollie McBurney. And Leeds get away with another chance there from Sheffield United, not quite having the skill to finish the move off. But every now and then, Sheffield United are just getting forward and finding little gaps to get some shots away and crosses. Nothing too dangerous, but they're showing little signs of trying to score. Rhian's been tackled fairly by Osborne. McGoldrick in a midfield position gives it to Lundstrom inside the Sheffield United half. Norwood. Lundstrom switches onto the right-hand side, and he does find Bogle, who takes it in his stride. Can he get beyond Alioski? No, he can't. As he tries to run beyond him, he just brings Alioski to the ground. And a free kick will be for Leeds. The Jack Harrison goal is the 220th goal under the reign of Marcelo Bielsa. We know how free scoring they are, but they also have conceded 162 goals in his time at the club. But the main thing is he got them back into the Premier League, and it looks like they're going to stay for a second season. They've got to be careful, though, that the same doesn't happen to them, like Sheffield United have a great first season, then the second season they struggle. I don't think they will. But, you can't write any team off because no one would have seen Sheffield United struggle this badly. Losing 23 games, 14 points. Ayling has a throw-in for Leeds United in the final third. Rhian back to Ayling. Rhian again deflects off Osborne as it looks for the Brazilian. And out for a throw-in it goes again. The last game in the Premier League at Ellen Road between these two teams did end 2-1 back in 1993. Gary McAllister and Gordon Strachan were the goal scorers for Leeds that day. You might notice a few of those names. And then Gary Kelly for Leeds scored an own goal for Sheffield United. So Leeds, the only scorers in the last time these two met in the Premier League is Roberts decides he wants a goal himself, and just on the edge of the box there, he's got a left-footed strike away, and it's just whisked wide of the post. The Welshman who was actually sent home from the Wales squad after breaching some of the rules that they'd put in place for their squad. He'd just broke a few of the rules, and he was sent home by Wales, Tyler Roberts, and did apologise and was very apologetic over social media, understanding the consequences of his actions. He's tried to score there, but not able to. But I'm sure he'll get a few more chances as Sheffield United look to break forward with McGoldrick, but it's been stopped by Cooper, who sends it forward to Roberts, who brings it down and looks for Dallas. Strong challenge in Osborne as he tries to find McBurney, but he's been picked up by Ayling, and his ball is a little bit too heavy. And then Rafinha can't quite pick it up. Throwing it'll be for Sheffield United. And also as well, the time before that game in 1992, Cantona was playing for Leeds, and he's assisted twice. And he also assisted twice in the 2-1 win, I'm pretty sure, Eric Cantona. So very, very dominant performances by the Frenchman. Picking up 4 assists in 2 games for Leeds against Sheffield United at Ellen Road. But instead of Eric Cantona, they've got the likes of Rafinha and Patrick Bamford, as McGoldrick gives away a free kick as he handles the ball, thinking he's won a free kick. And it'll actually be a yellow card. The refs need to do more for this, and I'm glad he's done it, because a lot of refs don't do it. McGoldrick thinks he's been fouled there, so he puts his holds the ball to try and take the free kick quickly, but it's not a foul. He's just slipped, and then he's put his hand on the ball as Dallas looked to break and get away. So a yellow card for McGoldrick for handling the ball. And it's a free kick for Sheffield United to defend now on the Leeds left-hand side. It'll be dangerous, and I think Baldock's gone down again. He's really struggling after that collision with Tyler Roberts, and it looks like it might be the end of his game now for George Baldock. Played Leeds 5 times before this, Baldock, and he's been yellow carded 4 times. Actually quite a ridiculous stat. Nearly yellow carded in every time he's played Leeds. But yeah, let's have a look at that challenge again. I just think it was the whole impact of the challenge. I just think his body just really took a bit of a beating from the challenge. He's back on his feet again. Is he being brought off? Is that the end of his game? It does look quite hot and a little bit hard for the players. Like Baldock's absolutely sweating, and it does look quite hot, especially on his right hand side as well, because that's where the sun is shining. It's the left hand side where the shade is, and I think his game is being run out here as him and Tyler Roberts do fist bump each other. Nice little bit of respect there by the two players who went for the ball fairly. They both did, and it's just what happens sometimes in football. But it will be George Baldock to be replaced by Nathan Ampadu, who will just slot straight into that right centre-back position. They clearly don't think John Egan is ready to start playing again. He's just on the bench still. But yeah, Nathan Ampadu, on he goes. He can play midfield and defence. For Wales in the international break, he played in midfield. He's played 15 games at centre-back for Sheffield United this season in the Premier League. The rest would have been in midfield. They've got a free kick to deal with. Rafinha crosses it in. Doesn't even beat the first man. Lundstrom volleys it away straight back to Rafinha. He'll try and put the ball back into the box, and he tries to scoop it towards Harrison. Headed away, almost finds Cooper. Now Roberts, lovely back heel to Rafinha. He's got towards the byline and works across and headed away by McBurney, but it falls to Dallas. Tackled by Norwood. Falls to Fleck, who's also been challenged. And that falls to Ampadu. Finds Lundstrom, who tries to bat it away. He's come off Calvin Phillips last, and he'll just roll for a Sheffield United throw-in just halfway inside their own half, as we've got 4 minutes of additional time. Mainly due to the George Baldock incident of him just struggling to continue. And it will be Nathan Ampadu to take this. Ethan Ampadu to take this throw-in. It's quite a long throw down the line. Won by Liam Cooper, though, and put into the sky by Calvin Phillips. as Norwood meets it, but he heads it the wrong way and it falls to Harrison. Can't take on Ampadu. And it's volleyed away up towards McBurney. Header's won by Cooper. Falls to Calvin Phillips, who just about takes it away from McBurney. And they've worked it to Meslier, over to the right back. Ayling in the 18-yard box for Leeds. Forward to Dallas, lays it back into Ayling. Down the line he goes to Rafinha. Back heels it towards Dallas, picked up by Stevens in the Leeds half as they look to get forward here with Fleck on the left. In the final third, Fleck cuts inside on the edge of the box, finds McGoldrick, plays it on once more to Ollie McBurney, who shoots, and he falls to the back post and is cleared off the line. Or has it? Is it a goal? Yes, it is. Ben Osborne at the back post. It looks like it was the most impossible of clearances by Luke Ayling, but the referee checked the goal line technology, and the ball was shown to have gone into the back of the net. He didn't touch the net, but he went over the line. But it was well worked to McBurney, whose shot was just a little bit scuffed. He wasn't scuffed, actually. It was a really good block by Calvin Phillips. And the block from Calvin Phillips took it right towards Ben Osborne at the back post, who again was just lurking. And as the ball's dropped to him, he's got a shot on. It's blocked by Ayling, but not on the line. He's quite far past the line, actually, Luke Ayling, in the end, when he blocks it. And a goal it is for Sheffield United. Ben Osborne, the man to score. Not the most likely of scorers, Ben Osborne. He's yet to score this season at all. And he's actually yet to score for Sheffield United since joining from Nottingham Forest in 2019. It's his first goal for the club, right on the edge of half-time. And Sheffield United knocked at the door a few times, not really caused too many issues, but that time they've got the ball past the line. Because I can't say in the back of the net, because it technically didn't touch the net. As Dallas comes forward, tries a cross, stopped by, I think that was Jagielka, and cleared away for a throw-in by Sheffield United. But it was well worked, though. It really was well worked by Sheffield United. And then McBurney's shot, which seemed like it was probably going to nestle into the bottom left corner, was blocked really well by Calvin Phillips. He slid across, but as it's touched, I think, his back, it fell straight to Osborne, then about 5 yards out. It's an easy strike for him to put it into the back of the net. And despite Luke Ayling's best attempts to try and block it, it wasn't enough. And Sheffield United are back in this game. As Phillips volleys it forward as he won the aerial duel from the throw-in. And he finds Patrick Bamford in the box here, lays it on to the left-hand side, where Harrison just clips it in towards Tyler Roberts, who's able to head it for about 16 yards out. It was quite an audacious header, straight into the hands of Aaron Ramsdale in the end, and it looks like we're going to go into the break at 1-1. You'd probably say Leeds deserve to be in the lead because of the stats. I mean, 12 shots, 5 on target, 57% possession, but Sheffield United have had 5 shots. It's their first one on target, the goal, and that's all that matters. You know, you can look at stats all you want, but the main stat is the goals, and at the break it is Leeds 1, Sheffield United 1. An early Jack Harrison goal on the 12th minute put Leeds ahead after a pretty dominant start. After the first 5 minutes, Leeds kind of got on the ball a bit more and showed their probably their confidence more than anything. You know, Sheffield United lack of confidence. Leeds do have a little bit more and just kind of started getting into their flow and getting into their rhythm of play, and it ended up being a goal for Jack Harrison. Both goals literally coming about 3 yards out as well. Harrison's was a tap-in as Rafinha worked it down the right-hand side, pulled it across and found Jack Harrison. And chances were there within the game. Not too many deadly chances. Leeds have had a few decent strikes. Sheffield United have got in a few times, but not really causing any issues. But 47th minute, Ben Osborne from a couple yards out was there. His anticipation was fantastic as the Ollie McBurney shot was deflected by Calvin Phillips, fell straight to the left wing back, and unmarked he was. Luke Ayling tried his best to block the shot on the line, and he did block the shot, but not on the line. It went behind the line. The referee checked the watch. The goal stands, and Sheffield United are back in the game. I said we won't get a draw because there's not been many draws between these two teams this season when they've played in the Premier League, but we could be on our way to a draw. 1-1, and Sheffield United are really going to look to try and nick the 3 points. That's what I mean. Despite, Leeds having more of the shots and more of the possession. If Leeds don't score, Sheffield United are creating little half chances, and those half chances can build up to become chances, like the goal. And the goal was a little bit out of nothing. It was a decent, made chance, but in terms of it was just on the run of play. They've broke away, they've found space, and they've scored. But they've got to be careful, Leeds, because Sheffield United could easily take this game if they want, if they can just defend well and just keep pushing at Leeds, creating these half chances, just showing basically everyone that they're still in the game. They've gone in at half time though, and they've gone in drawing level. Compare this to their last few games. It's a bit of a turn of the fortunes, really, isn't it? 5-0 away at Leicester, 2-0 away at Chelsea. So it looks like maybe the tide's turning for the end of the season. Who knows? As it is 1-1 at the break. There's half time. Should we have a look at the commentaries as well coming up? Because I can tick this one off now as well, which is fantastic. Leeds, Sheffield United. Tick. So yeah, next we've got Porto versus Chelsea, 8 o'clock on the 7th. This time, next week, same time next week, Liverpool versus Aston Villa at 3 o'clock. And then in that midweek, we've got the second leg of Chelsea versus Porto. And then in 2 weeks' time, at 12:30, that might be changed due to my football season back. I might have to change that, actually. Let's get it back up again. I think that's FA Cup weekend, isn't it? So let's get that out. It was supposed to be Newcastle West Ham in 2 weeks' time on the Saturday, but I do have a game of football, so that will have to be changed. So let's have a look now. But we've got to remember, this is a bit of a Yorkshire derby as well, so there'll be bragging rights on the line. Yeah, the stats heavily favour Leeds, but in terms of XG, expected goals, Leeds are on 1.49, but Sheffield are on 0.88, which isn't bad. I know they're not expected to score, but it's 0.88 expected goals for Sheffield United isn't too bad. Right, let's try and find a new game. 17th of April, so it's the FA Cup weekend. I might have to do Wolves, Sheffield United, but I just don't want to do Sheffield United again. I want to keep it different, but I might have to. It's the one that really fits my schedule. I could do Friday, Everton Spurs, but what's the midweek game? It's the Tuesday game. So if I do no Sunday, Monday for Tuesday for Chelsea, and then I do... You know what? We'll do that. We'll do Friday. Why not? Let's change it up. You know what? It might be a bit close for notes in terms of it might be a little bit, time consuming getting the notes done, because obviously they do take quite a long time. But let's challenge myself, because the Chelsea game's on the Tuesday, so that'll give me Wednesday, Thursday to get the notes done for Friday. And if I need Friday, I can always do some on Friday as well. So I'm just going to do Tottenham, Everton, Spurs, because I have time. It kind of fits perfectly, actually, Tuesday to Friday. So yeah, commentary change there. So instead of Newcastle West Ham, it is Everton Spurs, 8 o'clock on Friday night football. That's on the 16th. That's in 13 days' time. So yeah, they're the commentaries coming up. But thanks to everyone who's here. Make sure you subscribe and like if you haven't already. It does help out massively for these small creators like me. Yeah, what games are coming up this weekend then? Let's have a look. So we've got good 2 games, actually, to be fair, tonight. Leicester, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool. And then Sunday is Southampton, Burnley, Newcastle, Spurs, Villa, Fulham, then Manchester United, Brighton. Not the greatest of games, if we're being honest. Well, football's football at the end of the day. Then Monday there's 2 games: Everton, Palace, Wolves, West Ham. Leeds' next game is against Manchester City away, so an absolute massive challenge. And then for Sheffield United, they play Arsenal at home, so could be a chance to nick a few points maybe. I'm just looking at these last few games here. I hope there's fans in. I really do hope there's fans. Because they've tried getting in for the last 2 games of the season. So Chelsea-Leicester is one of those games, and the second to last. It's a decent game. Not really the standout games. The last day of the season. Leicester-Spurs. Manchester City-Everton. Wolves-Man United. So some decent games, and I just hope fans are back. I really do. I really, really do. Yeah, that Bulldog challenge just got all of Tyler Roberts coming right at him. I'm not going to say half time coming up because it's 4 o'clock, but it won't be because there's 4 minutes added on. So I think the start of the next half will be about 5 past. And we'll have about another 50 minutes of football, and then that's the end of the stream until Wednesday night. And I'm very much looking forward to Chelsea playing Porto. I know I did say, I think in my last Chelsea commentary actually, because I remember I was commentating Southampton-Chelsea, and I said, don't let me commentate on Chelsea again. But then I realised I wanted to do Chelsea Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, and then again, I asked, what Champions League commentary do you want for the quarter final? Because I couldn't do Tuesday, so it was Wednesday I could do, and that's Bayern PSG or Porto Chelsea, and the chat that day picked Porto Chelsea. That's the only reason I'm doing Chelsea again. I'm not a Chelsea fan, don't worry, I'm really not. But I could have done Bayern PSG, but I'll have the game on just on my monitor, so if anything does happen in that game, then I can see it and I can describe to you what happens. But the main focus will be Porto versus Chelsea. I hope it's not boring. I really just hope it's not boring. But to be fair, the only reason the Chelsea Atletico Madrid game was boring was because of Madrid, because you play like 6-3-2 or whatever, 6-3-1, or basically a 10 at the back. Thanks to everyone as well who joined the watch-alongs within the international break. They went decently. Decent views on some of them. Not much really being said. Just a lot of memes about the Chelsea-West Brom game. Bit of a shock win. I will literally be back in a minute. I'm just going to refill my bottle. So I'll be back for the second half. It'll be 2 minutes time. Hopefully I'll be back before the second half. So just give me a second. And I'll be back in a minute. It's all sticking about. 5 of yous in here. Beautiful. Even while I was gone. By the way, this is, I was going to say, like, it's actually quite a good thing. It's got, like, basically tells you when to drink, basically. So it's like, you fill up there, you should have, you know, you should have that much drunk by 9 a.m. if you get up for 8, and then, you know, goes all the way to 6 p.m. But I just have it as a bottle. I don't, I'm not, like, making sure I drink, as you know, a certain amount by, you know, 3 or 4. And if you're wondering as well on the what lineups, why I've put like the little blue things on the Leeds, it's because they have like stripes, don't they? I think on the side, like a bluish kind of colour. That's why I did that. Yeah, right. Second half is about to get underway in a couple of minutes, hopefully. So I'm going to shift that back over there. We'll get second half. Second half, and we need to get the timer ready. I'm going to look for a timer within the next commentary. So Wednesday, I'm going to look for one that goes over to 90, because obviously this one only goes to 60 minutes and then it finishes. So I've got to like restart it at 0, and you've got to kind of work out. But during this half, I will keep reminding you what minute it is. But yeah, I'm going to look for a timer that goes over 90 minutes, or goes over an hour into the 90 minutes. Not using it. Hold on. Okay. It just said I was muted then a little bit. I was like, what? So am I? Am I muted? Taking the time. Oh, here come the Sheffield United players. So I remember as well for Sheffield United, if they do win this game, they do come through and win. It'll be their second away win of the season. Their 5th win of the season. Their second away win. Their other away win came against Manchester United 2-1. So 2 strong rivals, Leeds and United. Could Sheffield United beat them both in their own backyard? We're going to have to see. We'll find out in the next 45 minutes or so. Both teams doing some quick little warm-ups to get back into it, and then we'll be ready to kick off. Come on, lads, get back out there. Stop doing your little warm-ups. You know, it's good to do warm-ups. I'm not... Oh, God. I'm not saying don't do warm-ups, but come on. Get this game going again. Yeah, Ben Osborne. What a way to get your first goal for the club. Not the most, you know, most fanciest of goals. Is a 3-yard tapping from a deflected shot that was cleared off the line, but it went over the line. That's the main thing, and I think that's all he'll care about, to be honest. Marcelo Bielsa picks up his water, unscrews the lid, and takes a good gulp of spring water there, as he's going to watch his team, hopefully for his sake, bring home the 3 points. But it's not guaranteed though for the 65-year-old. Despite his very, well spoke about career, he's only actually won 2 things. He won the gold medal with Argentina in 2004 in the Olympics, and he won the championship with Leeds last season. Other than that, he's actually not won anything else, which I find a bit strange. Despite, he spoke about so well within the game. But Leeds will have to defend the kickoff as Sheffield United start with Lundstrom back to Norwood. To the left-hand side we go to Stevens. And he clips it down the line. Looking for McGoldrick, header won by Ayling, but it falls down to McBurney. It's now back to McGoldrick on the far left, as Sheffield do keep possession here, with Fleck, losing it though to Dallas, the Northern Irish midfielder. He now finds Rafinha, enters the Sheffield half and plays it down the right, looking for Patrick Bamford. His touch a little too heavy, but it falls back towards him, and he finds Rafinha, who can't go forward because his pass has been intercepted. And Sheffield United have the ball back again, with Ben Osborne, the goal scorer. Back to Fleck inside the Sheffield United half. Stevens, ball forward, up to McGoldrick, who helps it on even further forward down that left-hand side to Osborne, who's one-on-one with Llorente. Has to just turn back and then Play it inside to McGoldrick, who, what a goal himself. Looking for the right pass, and he looks over to McBurney on the right, and he does find the Scotsman. Norwood. McGoldrick, does he fancy his shot on the edge of the box with his weak foot? Yes, he does, but he's off balance, and it's never going to trouble Ilan Meslier as the ball goes for a goal kick. David McGoldrick, though, recently retiring from international duty, so he's not had to travel out within the last couple of weeks with Ireland. He's only made 14 appearances for his country in the end, scoring once in 2019. But Ireland could really do with a prolific striker. I think they could have done with him. But he is at the age of 33, coming up to 34 at the end of this year, in the 29th of November. So we'll just want to focus a bit more and try to get as much as he can out of his club career. Aylin has it for Leeds. Down the line it goes to Rafinha, who will give chase against Edna Stevens, but will go out of play, which Edna Stevens will take the throw-in. A man who was part of that Irish squad in the last international break, which really, really struggled under Stephen Kenny. He's got the throw-in here to take. Down the line. Headed on by McBurney. It'll fall towards Aylin, but McGoldrick can bring it down and play it back into McBurney. He tries to go forward to Lundstrom, cut out by Calvin Phillips, but his interception finds Norwood, and it's now Lundstrom again. Lays it off to Ampadu. Can he look for Bogle? Well, he'll look for him, but he won't find him. He's cut out by Alioski, and a great ball over the top towards Rafinha. Can he keep it in? He can. Can he take on Osborne? Oh, yes, he can. He sits him down. It's beautiful by the Brazilian. Oh, tries to look inside towards Tyler Roberts. His pass deflected to Dallas in the end, who wanted to shoot. And he did shoot, but he wasn't on target. Over the bar it went. But what a skill that was from Rafinha to keep the pass in. Touch with the right foot. And then one inside with the left, sitting down Osborne. And he's probably gone right. You know, I know you scored your first goal for Sheffield United, Osborne, but don't get too big for your boots. Great skill. Inside, slipperoo. Boom. Off he goes. What a skill. What a play. I really do like Rafinha. And I just realised he's in my fantasy team and he's got me an assist. Beautiful. But enough about my fantasy team as Calvin Phillips has to head back to Meslier as Sheffield United nearly got him behind there. Not too far away. Like I said, it's just a massive shame there's no fans because you will know that Leeds would sell out every home game because obviously it's their return to the Premier League. They've actually got the 14th largest Premier League ground, and that full has got quite the atmosphere as it's an own goal from Sheffield United. Jack Harrison, the provider this time instead of the scorer. He was looking in the box, I think, for Rafinha to repay the favour. But in the end, as he's put it across goal, I think an outstretched Phil Jagielka was the one in the end putting it into the back of the net. It's tough on Sheffield United. They've not been bad at all in the first 5 minutes or so of this second half. But as Tyler Roberts went for an audacious switch to Harrison, he was found, brought it down, not closed down by Bogle, and as the ball's aiming towards Rafinha at the back post, Phil Jagielka tries to intervene to stop an easy tap-in for the winger, and instead of clearing it and taking it away from Rafinha, he's just put it into his own goal, past Ramsdale, who couldn't do anything about it. And Leeds, again, in a fortunate way, regain their lead. It is Leeds United 2, Sheffield United 1. And it's very tough on Sheffield United and Jagielka, but this season in general for Sheffield United has just been tough. And I think they've got used to it now. But they look to get an instant response here with McGoldrick in the box. Lays it off behind him to Fleck. To Osborne down the left. He's going to get a cross in, and it's been caught by Meslier. And Leeds have the ball back. But as Roberts put that ball across to Harrison, I didn't think much was going to happen. But he brought it down and just whips in across really quickly. And like I said before I know it, there's a goal, and it's an own goal. Caught me a little bit off guard, but in the end, you know, we covered the attack. I told you what happened. It's Rafinha. Oh, what a ball in behind for Roberts. Gets there ahead of Edna Stevens. Bamford looks to leave it for Rafinha, but Norwood gets there first. Oh, flex, short ball, Norwood intercepts, but can't keep it for Sheffield United. Tyler Roberts gets there, dummied by Harrison, forced to Dallas, edge of the box, opens up the body with the right foot as he strikes, and just clips the top of the crossbar. Looking for a double blow there for Sheffield United if Leeds scored again. Roberts won it back, got it to Calvin Phillips, dummied by Harrison, let it all the way fall through to Dallas as he struck, and then just clipped the crossbar, and away it went. Kind of post and crossbar, kind of, that where they meet, the crossbar and the post where they go that way. Just hit the top of that and clipped over the crossbar. But this game has been, I've really enjoyed this game. Really have, end to end. Many chances. McGoldrick can't win the flick on. Cooper does, but it falls to Mellier's goalkeeper, who has to swing a left boot at it to get it forward. Bogle wins the header back to Ampadu, the right centre back. Forward it goes. It finds Bogle in the end. Lundstrom to McGoldrick, holding it up, back to goal, finds Lundstrom. Try to work his way away from Calvin Phillips, and he does do so, and it's now back with the goal scorer in the wrong end, Phil Jagielka. Stevens, Osborne on the left. We're inside the Sheffield United half. Well, the ball is no longer as Edna Stevens clears it forward. As far as Dallas, who's allowed to chest it down and play it over to Luke Ayling. Down the line it goes. Well controlled by Phillips. Brings Rhian into play. Now Bamford looks to complete a 1-2, but his pass is deflected to Stuart Dallas, so Leeds stay in possession. Saliofsky on the left. Does he fancy a shot? No, going inside to Roberts in the box, who tries to shoot, deflects, headed away by Bogle, and cleared again once more, only as far as Liam Cooper. As Leeds look to attack again with Alioski. Furthest left is Harrison, and he finds him. He's one-on-one now with Jaden Bogle, but has to go back to Alioski in the end. Now Llorentes, they tried the other side as they've gone to the right-hand side now with Luke Ayling. Finds Rafinha. Tries to spin Osborne again and make him look like a little bit of a mug. He has done so again, but in the end his pass, Rafinha, is a little off target. Looking for Bamford, couldn't find him, and Sheffield United try and play it away up to McGoldrick. His flick can't find Lundstrom, and Leeds have it back again with Dallas. Goes left to Alioski, low ball into Roberts, who tries to take it in his stride, tackled by Ampadu in the box. And again Sheffield United can bring it away and keep it this time as Osborne fancies a bit of a run at the Leeds defence. Finds McBurney, nice little flick inside to Lundstrom, who enters the Leeds half as they look to attack. Bogle lays it back into Ampadu. He's seen someone on the opposite side. It's been cut out though by Luke Ayling. Looking for Osborne, couldn't find him. And Rafinha in the Leeds half slows the game down as Ayling gives it forward to Calvin Phillips. It's now Alioski. Inside and forward we go to Dallas. Back to Harrison and finds the on-rushing Alioski, who kept making his run, and he goes back inside to Harrison. Heavy touch, and it allows Bogle to tackle him. Sheffield United can try and work this away now in their own box with Edna Stevens. Osborne on the edge of the box is Ollie Norwood, and they've found him, and he finds Lundstrom, poor ball around the corner looking for Bogle. Alioski intercepts, feeds it through to Harrison, who pulls it back to Bamford. It deflects to Alioski, and a sliced shot skims away from the goal, and Leeds miss another opportunity. Alioski got it through to Harrison, who pulled it back towards Bamford. I think it was Edna Stevens who got a foot away, and as it fell to Alioski, he just shot across the ball, and he's ended up slicing it instead of getting it on target. Ampadu, his ball forward, intercepted by Alioski. It's now inside to Roberts, who's back to goal, but he's allowed to turn and play a ball forward over the top, looking for Rafinha in behind. Headed away by Jagielka, falls to Norwood as Sheffield United again look to play out from the back. Norwood on the edge, ball forward, intercepted by Alioski. Forward to Rafinha, threads it through to Bamford. He's got to score in the box, but it's a great challenge from Ampadu to stop the shot. But again, the clearance straight to Alioski. But unfortunately, his touch was poor and falls back to Bogle. As McGoldrick's fouled this time, as he looks to try and hold up the ball. But it looked like Bamford was sure to score there because he got ahead of Ampadu, but from behind, Ampadu cleanly tackled him. He had to get it right because it was a challenge from him from behind. But he was able to get his right foot across Bamford and just about anchor the ball away from the forward man and get the ball back for his team, as he's just lost it again as he looked for Lundstrom, but he couldn't find him. And it's now all the way back with Ilan Malier, the Leeds United goalkeeper. Llorente on the edge of the box, the centre-back. A ball forward towards Rafinha, takes a touch, and works away from Osborne as he brings Roberts into play. Alioski. Dallas enters the Sheffield United half. A lot of green shirts ahead of him, as the Sheffield United are in their away strip, as Llorente's touch is a little bit behind him, but he's able to recover and get it to Ayling. Now forward to Roberts, again takes it on the half turn and looks forward and finds Rafinha in behind, just too much on it. Rafinha couldn't take it in his stride, but he does keep the ball in the corner flag. Back to Luke Ayling. Dallas looks for the run of Ayling as he tried to get in behind but couldn't do so, and Sheffield again have the ball. Lundstrom to the edge of the box to Norwood, who just about clips it away to McBurney after taking a deflection off his own player. But again, him and Lundstrom couldn't quite work it between them both, and they found the ball in behind to Rafinha. Good ball from Harrison, but Rafinha was challenged in the end, and the ball was taken away from his toes. But can Sheffield United get out their own half here? McBurney, touch towards McGoldrick, too heavy of a touch. Ayling takes over. He's got Roberts inside, and he will use the Welshman. And he'll do another right-footed switch like he did for the second goal of Leeds. Looking for Alioski instead of Harrison, but he just about finds the left back. Now Phillips to Cooper. Back to the keeper. Out wide right to Luke Ayling, who had his first ever Premier League goal chalked off for offside against Fulham. That was a really lazy Rafinha pass has been intercepted. McBurney holds it up for McGoldrick, who can't get beyond Calvin Phillips, and Leeds can bring it away with Alioski on the left. Forward it goes towards Jack Harrison, cut out though by Ethan Ampadu, and a throw in it'll be for Leeds United inside the Sheffield half. Yeah, Marcelo Bielsa still not happy with something. Alioski throws it inside to Tyler Roberts. Dallas finds it now to the right hand side as Luke Ayling drives forward and he dinks in a cross looking for Bamford at the far post. He goes on the volley and it's a good save by Ramsdale. And a corner kick it will be for Leeds. It's a great early cross from Luke Ayling, who saw Bamford peeling at the far post. Unmarked, he was able to get a volley away, but was met by the big 6'2" figure of Aaron Ramsdale, who was able to block the shot and put it behind for a corner. He saved it and then landed just a little bit awkwardly on his ankle. But I think he'll be okay. Hopefully. As he went to the save, he just landed awkwardly on his... I thought it was his ankle, but he's feeling his... Well, yeah, no, he's feeling his ankle and his leg. It's actually his right leg. Trying to just get a bit of movement into it. But in the first hour of this game, Sheffield United, despite maybe not being on top in terms of possession and shots, they've held themselves accountable. They've not done too badly. Obviously, their fans will want more. But, you know, that second goal was just really unfortunate. Jagielka tried to do his defensive duties and just putting it in his own goal instead. And that in that first 5 minutes of the second half, Sheffield United were doing okay. Ramsdale is back on his feet and Rafinha swings the resulting corner in, and it's headed out by Oliver McBurney. Only as far as the original corner kick taker Rafinha. He looks to take on McBurney and he tries to instead of taking him on, pass it to the left to Ayling, but behind him again, and a throw in it will be for Sheffield United to take. As Ethan Ampadu has the throw in at his disposal. Down the line it goes, headed forward by Liam Cooper of Leeds. So Sheffield United just losing possession again really cheaply. Ayling, he's going to look for a switch and he finds it beautifully to Alioski, fullback to fullback. Can't quite go inside to Dallas, picked up by Lundstrom. Forward it goes to McBurney. holds it up, plays it back to Norwood. First time ball to Lundstrom. Ball over the top towards McGoldrick, finds him and nods it down to McBurney. First time ball forward to Fleck. This will be a beautiful goal. Fleck with an early cross, looking for Bogle at the far post. And it's had to be deflected behind for a corner. Really good move from Sheffield United. That's what I mean when I say they're playing okay. They are putting moves together. They're getting forward, making half chances. It's just making those half chances into proper goal scoring chances. But, you know, I still fancy Sheffield United maybe nicking another goal at some point. Before today, they'd only scored one goal in their last 6 Premier League games, and that was in a 1-0 win against Aston Villa a month ago. Can they make that 2 goals in this game? No, because the Norwood corner has been collected by Mellier. He rolls it forward to Bamford, who takes it in his stride, helps it forward to Rafinha, takes on Ben Osborne. Leeds have got men over here. It'll be a beautiful counter-attack. Rafinha enters the box, shifts it onto his left, tries to shoot, blocked, falls back to him, goes for the pass this time to Alioski, shoots across goal. Great block from Ampadu. He tries the second chance, and that second chance goes a waste for Alioski, and somehow Sheffield United had defended that. It was a quick break, led by Bamford at the beginning, and he played it to Rafinha, who cut in from the right onto his left. His first shot was blocked. After failing to deal with that, Rafinha picked it back up, played it to Alioski, and his shot was blocked by Ampadu really, really bravely. Like I said, Leeds don't score a third, and instead of them scoring a third, Sheffield what a second. His Fleck brings it forward in the Leeds half. On the left-hand side, McGoldrick just drifts over for possession. Osborne, Edna Stevens, drives forward. A bit hesitant to go any further forward as Lundstrom's been given the ball now. Bogle to Ampadu on the right. He's made 2 key challenges in stopping certain Leeds goals. So he completes a 1-2 with McGoldrick. He's on the edge of the box here, the centre-back. Lays it to his left to Fleck, who goes inside, gets away from Dallas, and then pokes in a left-footed ball to Bogle, who's gone from the right-hand side to the left. He gets a shot away and it's blocked again. And a corner kick it will be. Another chance for Sheffield United. Really open game. Both teams wanting to score goals, and it's making out for a really, really good spectacle here. Bogle, the right wing-back, found himself kind of in the left striker position, took it on the spin, shifted it onto his right, and then got the shot away in the end, but it was blocked by Luke Aylan, who was trying to recover from being a bit caught out of position. But Sheffield United got another chance to score. They will make a change, but not before they take the corner as it swung into the near post. Fell to Ampadu, cleared by Calvin Phillips, but the referee seen a foul in there anyway, and a free kick for Leeds. So they're going to bring on Oliver Burke, Sheffield United, the man with the 1 goal this season in the Premier League, and it was the winner against Manchester United in Sheffield United's only away win of the season. It's going to be a positive change. They're taking off their holding midfielder, Oliver Norwood. So one Oliver off, another one on. They've got a lot of Olivers. They've got an Oliver McBurney, an Oliver Norwood, an Oliver Burke, but at least one of them's come off this time. It's replaced by another one. Is it going to be a Leeds change? I think it is as well. Patrick Bamford has done his run out. There's Rodrigo, who stood next to the 4th official, Kevin Friend. He will come on. The Spaniard, who's had a bit of a tough season in his opening year as a Leeds player. Rodrigo, he's made 20 appearances, 21st now. He has scored 3 goals coming against Manchester City, West Brom and Newcastle. Well, Bielsa's liked to use him in a central midfield role, when really he is more of an out-and-out striker, and I think that's where we're going to see him in this last 25 minutes. He's going to be playing up front, probably the first time he's played up front for Leeds. Like I said, Bielsa's adapted into a midfielder, but for today's game, I think striker position is going to be, but Bamford's off. No goal for him today, after scoring and assisting in the last Premier League game against Fulham. And the match winner of the last game between these two sides, Bamford, has been replaced. Luke Aylan concedes a foul there as a long ball towards McBurney. went towards him, and then he's just fouled McBurney, trying to get an advantage. Graham Scott sees it as a foul, and Fleck, we know Fleck can cross them. If you've listened to the whole commentary, he did one in the first half, and he's going to have to get this one right. On the far left again, a great crossing chance. The Leeds player is about a couple yards out, or a couple yards ahead of the 18-yard box as Fleck crosses it. It's a great ball, headed away, and then cleared by Roberts. It looked inviting, but thankfully for Leeds, it was a Leeds head that got on the end of that and not a Sheffield United. They were queuing up. They were all on side. Eden Stevens just missed it, and it allowed a header to be won by a Leeds player, and that Leeds player is Llorente. He was had a great game today, by the way, Diego Llorente. As we come back now with Oliver Burke winning a corner for his side on the right-hand side. Not really even looking to cross it there, Burke. He was just looking to deflect it off Dallas for a corner to give his team the best chance to score. But he's quite a big lad, Oliver Burke. 6'2". He's got quite muscly arms as well. He could cause some issues for Leeds. But here's Fleck with another set piece. It's an in-swinging ball, and it's headed away by Rodrigo, the substitute, and it breaks on again. Dallas heads it forward to Rafinha on the left. Looks for a first-time ball forward, and it's always falling back to the goalkeeper. No real accuracy on that pass by Rafinha. Just really panicking. Not panicking, but rushing to try and get the ball forward so they could make the most of the counter-attack. But in the end, it's wasted. It's Ender Stevens back to Ramsdale in his 18-yard box. Ramsdale over to Ampadu. Pokes it inside to Jagielka in the box, and he works it now to Lundstrom. Edna Stevens now takes over. And the possession's been lost on the left-hand side again. Just failing to keep the ball within the possession there. Sheffield United, it's now Alioski on the left in the Leeds half. Goes forward to Rafinha. Takes a nice touch, but Ampadu's there quick to take it away from him. He's been fouled in the process, Ampadu on his run, but he's got to McBurney. Then finds Bogle. Cross has been deflected back to McBurney. Can he work a shot? He can! Well, I don't know what that was. Kind of a cross shot, maybe. Dinked it into the middle. And Meslier was there to collect easily. And another breaks on here with Jack Harrison going from the right-hand side onto the left. Looking for a ball forward. Cut out by Ampadu. Forced to McGoldrick, who just nods it down to Lundstrom. Bogle. Ball forward to Oliver Burke. Can't quite get there. Well, he did get there ahead of Cooper, but as he tried to flick it over his head, it's just come off the Scotsman and the Leeds captain last. For a throw-in is Bogle. Down the right. Can't quite get ahead of Alioski as he clutches his face, thinking he's been caught by the left back. Play's been shot by the referee as Bogle's clearly felt some contact. Have a look. Oh yeah, just an arm in the face there, one of them right in the face. It will be a little bit painful for Bogle. Oh, right on the nose. How unlucky. That will be a sore one for Bogle. He'll be able to continue, but still a bit of a painful one there by Alioski. Yeah, he's going to have to... I think he's got a bit of a bloody nose because of it. He's going to have to get some treatment. Jayden Bogle gives both sets of players a chance to get some refreshments and some tactical advice from their coaches. Alioski's trying to protect the ball, and right across Bogle's face, it's caught right on top of his nose. I do sympathise with Jayden Bogle there. That won't be the most accepting of injuries he would like. But to be fair, Jayden Bogle, he scored twice this season against Brighton and West Brom. Both those games, Sheffield United surprisingly didn't lose. They won to West Brom and they drew to Brighton. But in his 6 career goals he's got, Jayden Bogle, he hasn't got beat. He scored 6 career goals, all in different games in his professional career, and he's won 4 and drew 2. So maybe if he could get the equaliser it could be written for Sheffield United to go on and hold out for a draw maybe. But Bogle's game might be done here. He's got a bloody nose and he seems a little bit out of it. He definitely felt that one. He should be okay, but I'm not too sure. They're not really showing anyone getting stripped off to make a change. Is that going down the away tunnel? Is he? I'm not sure. I think Sheffield continue with 10 men for now. I'll let you know when I find out more if Jacob Bogles had to go off because of that. It was a right hit in the nose. Hopefully nothing's broken or anything. So we're back underway. Llorente out to Ayling. Steps over that halfway line into the Sheffield United half and plays it inside, looking for Tyler Roberts, met by a Sheffield United player and played forward towards McBurney. His touch has gone out of pitch. And a throw in it will be for Leeds. As they're going to make a change, Sheffield United, I don't know if it's going to be Bogle to come off, but they are going to bring on Rhian Brewster, the man in the thumbnail, signed from Liverpool. Rhian Brewster, yet to score for Sheffield United. He's not even made double-figure starts yet. He's only made 9 starts in the Premier League. He was the top goal scorer in that Under-17s World Cup win for England back in 2017. He scored 8 goals in that World Cup. And he comes on today to replace Jayden Bogle, the wing-back, who's had to come off because of that nasty hit on the nose he got from Alioski. But again, it's just a more positive change from Sheffield United as they push to try and get at least a point from this game. As Meslier clears it forward, headed won by Osborne up towards McBurney, who hooks it towards Brewster, who gets there first and finds McGoldrick, but his pass is pouring. Phillips can take it over as it now has been worked to Harrison on the right hand side. Dinks it up towards Rodrigo, but he can't get past Edna Stevens. And it's been volleyed away up to Brewster. Can't keep the ball in his possession, and Leeds have it back now with Alioski. Forward to Rafinha. They have swapped sides there. Harrison's gone to the right hand side and Rafinha's just drifted out to the left hand side. It's Llorente. The man who, by the way, I just wanted to put this in while we're talking about him. Diego Llorente, the centre-back, he made 6 Europa League appearances for Real Sociedad and scored 3 goals. As his fellow Spaniard, Rodrigo's lost it, but the ball's been cleared away by Sheffield United. Back to Leeds. But I'm mad to that centre-back, 6 Europa League appearances, 3 goals. I thought that was crazy. And he's also made, instead of 3 goals, he made 3 appearances for Real Madrid. Didn't start any of the games, but they were all in wins. He came on. 4-2 win, a 4-0 win and a 5-0 win for Madrid. They were only a couple of years ago. And he also got 7 appearances for Spain. Diego Llorente picking up a red card against Romania in one of those 7 appearances. As his centre-back partner for Leeds has picked up a free kick. Liam Cooper. I think Brewster with the foul. We are just about to hit the 75th minute in about 45 seconds. As Leeds hold out for this victory at the minute. Ayling lifted forward towards Harrison. Had to be headed out by Edna Stevens for a throw-in right in that final third for Leeds. So they could use his throw-in into their advantage to try and create a decent chance. Ayling to take the throw-in. Back towards Harrison. He's been tackled by Osborne. Throwing it will be for Leeds. Luke Ayling again. Throws it down the line towards Tyler Roberts. Stevens is the one to get there first and clear down the line. Up towards McBurney, who holds it up but can't find a teammate with his pass. And it's now Phillips with a switch to Rafinha, who lets it run across his body and he just about keeps it in. Can't take on Burke, but the ball deflects to Alioski, who goes inside to Roberts. It's now back to Alioski on the left. Dallas to Rafinha. Can he take on Ampadu? Yes, he can. And he can take it away from Burke. It's now Alioski. Rafinha back to Alioski. Cooper as Leeds keep possession, and Sheffield United need to try and make more chances at this point because they are running out of time, slowly but surely. Ayling. inside to Roberts. First time ball has been intercepted. And Ben Osborne can bring it away. We've got McBurney in support and he'll use him. He's just drifted left, McBurney. Back to the halfway line to Stevens. It's now Fleck. Stevens again. He brings it forward down this left-hand side and inside to Brewster. First time ball laying it back in towards Stevens. He's going to chase for it in the corner flag. Does he keep it in? Just about. But it's heavy touch has gone to Aylan. And he brings down the right back. He's completely played for it. But Aylan's used his body well to be brought down and to win a free kick right in that corner flag for Leeds in that right-hand side. Melier to take the free kick. The goalkeeper just shifting to the right as John Egan has got the chance to come on. They've took off a striker for a centre back, probably just bouncing it out a bit because they had about 3 out and out strikers on. You don't need 3 out and out strikers because that can get a little bit confusing. Where or who plays where. But John Egan is back on. He's missed the last 5 games, not played any minutes in the last 5. He's had a few injuries as well this season. He's missed 9 games altogether. That free kick's gone to Rodrigo. Heads it back towards Tyler Roberts. Looks to try and feed back through the Spaniard, but he can't quite get there ahead of Egan. Good strong tackle. It's now Ramsdale with a long kick forward. Finds Cooper, who just nods it down to the left. Twaliowski down the line to Rafinha. Heads it in the air. And it's Phil Jagielka it falls to. He's got a lot of room and time on the ball now, Phil Jagielka, who won Championship Player of the Year for Sheffield United back in the 2005-06 season. Showing the potential from a young age, Phil Jagielka. As they've lost the ball again here, Sheffield United within the midfield. Now Roberts on the left, Rafinha. First time ball up towards Rodrigo. Can he bring it down? No, he can't, but he's offside anyway. As the Leeds changes in place, Matthias Klick will be a 30th Premier League appearance. He would have featured in every game. Only starting 25 of them. To be fair, that's only not starting 5 games. That's pretty impressive from the Polish midfielder. As Sheffield United look to launch an attack. Lundstram down the right. Tackled fairly by Llorente. A really strong challenge, and it'll be a throw in for Sheffield United right in the final third towards the corner flag. Thrown to Oliver Burke. Tackled, and Roberts plays it forward. And forward once more, looking in behind for Rodrigo. Tackled by Stevens, and Fleck brings it forward. Heavy touch allows Llorente to just get in there and win the ball for Calvin Phillips to now bring forward. Glides it to the left-hand side, straight into the feet of Ethan Ampadu. And Lundstram can bring it away down the right. Phillips brings him down, a free kick and a foul it'll be. Calvin Phillips conceding it. And that's a great chance again for Sheffield United to get a ball in the box. Fleck's been crossing many a time on the left-hand side, but this is one on the right-hand side for Sheffield United. So I don't know who will take it. It could be Fleck again with an in-swinger instead of an out-swinger. They're going to hold off making that change lead still. Jagielka's up, come up from the back. It won't be Fleck. It will be another out-swinger, and it'll be John Lundstram. Left arm raised, ball put in, headed away though. As he falls back towards Lundstram. But he's been tackled between Harrison and Rafinha, and they break away now. Rafinha on the left. He's got Harrison in support. Goes over though to Dallas. Takes a touch into the box to shoot, and it's just wide. Ramsdale was stretching, so he may have had it covered if it was on target. But he doesn't have to worry because it wasn't. And Dallas coming close again. It's picking up another goal. It was his 6th goal. And as Lundstrom's cross was blocked back towards him, he then lost the ball as Rafinha and Harrison were almost treating him like prey, and they were attacking him to get that ball. And then once they did, they broke, and they nearly scored, to be fair. Dallas just dragging it wide. Really not far away. I think that change will now be made. It will be Matthias Klick on. Tyler Roberts off. It's only his 9th start, Tyler Roberts, but he's made the most of it. He's played decently. And Matthias Klick is now on. It's Harrison inside to Dallas on the halfway line. He's been tackled by McGoldrick fairly as well. Won the ball nicely. Now Stevens lifts it down the line towards Burke. Takes it on the chest. And kicks it off Lorente last for a corner kick. Well won by Burke. And just under 10 minutes to go. Well, 8.5 minutes to go. This is an unbelievable chance for Sheffield United to score from a corner. They need to keep winning these set pieces if they can. Lundstrom to take. It'll be an in-swinger, so no Fleck. Cross again. In-swinging ball towards the near post. Phil Jagielka can't help it on. It falls to Rafinha. The breaks on again. Over to the left-hand side to Harrison. Rodrigo's breaking forward. Looks for him, but the pass, I think, just deflects off Osborne, who was running back. And it falls to Ramsdale in the end, or the thankful Hamza Ramsdale anyway, because that looked like a really dangerous counter-attack. Ampadu back to Ramsdale in his own box. Over to John Egan. Stevens left. Back to Ramsdale. Forward to Jagielka, the man who's currently making the difference in this game due to his own goal in the 49th minute as he lifts the long ball forward to Burke, nods it down towards McGoldrick, just bullied off the ball by Phillips. He can bring it away, the holding midfielder. Nearly tackled by Oliver Burke, but in the end he got away with not losing the ball. As Lorente has it on the edge of the 18-yard box for Leeds. Lorente. Poor ball, it's a short pass. And Fleck picks it up and goes inside to Brewster. Where's it back to Lundstrom? Fleck, ball in the box. Brought down by Lorente. And passed out to Aliovski. Fires it towards Harrison as he just has to slide to keep it in. But he does get it down the line to Rafinha, who tries to get it off Jagielka last for a throw-in. But in the end he's ended up giving away a throw-in as it came off him last. Ampadu to take. Throws down the line. Helped on by Brewster. Held up by Burke. Brewster inside looking for Ampadu. Too much on it and can be picked up now by Rodrigo. Ayling. Phillips. Back to Cooper. First time ball swinging it down the line for Leeds, but it's been picked off by Osborne. And Ramsdale passes out to Fleck. Sorry, I just completely zoned out then, I'm sorry. Rodrigo, oh that's a nasty one. Rodrigo. I was watching the game. I just got absolutely sucked into the game then. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was saying. Free kick on the halfway line anyway. For Sheffield United. Launch it into the box. Or just on the edge. Header can't be won by Ampadu. Falls to McGoldrick. Kind of in the right back position. Right wing back area. He's been tripped there. He has. As he tried to go inside there. Aliovski's just tripped him up. And he wins a vital free kick for Sheffield United. On the right hand side. Again, these aren't really shooting opportunities, these free kicks they're winning, but they're absolute primal crossing chances, and they need to try and make one of them count if they can. Can we get some late drama at Elland Road? Lundstrom again to take. It'll be an in-swinging out-swinging cross. Headed away to the edge where Brewster's hit it. Oh my way. Oh my way. Oh my days. It's not far away. Brewster, who's just like lurking on the edge of the box, end up having a strike. Oh, it's just curled wide. It really isn't far away. He's got a right good connection on that. He bends it away from the keeper and just too far away from the goal for it to go in. But Brewster looking for that first goal, and it wasn't far away. That would have been to the delight of Paul Heckingbottom, the interim Sheffield manager. As Leeds have to try and play out, but they've been stopped by Fleck. Gets it inside to Lundstrom, ball first time intercepted, and Leeds have it back. Where Harrison finds it forward to Matthias Klick. Dallas, Phillips. Nice play this from Leeds as they keep it within each other, giving it away too easily. Harrison, who is just riding his luck there, because he probably should have got tackled, but his switch wasn't good enough anyway. And Sheffield have it back, but they've lost it as they try and get forward. Rafinha picks it up, plays a great ball forward to Rodrigo. His touch isn't good enough, and it can be won back by Sheffield as Ramsdale clears forward. Won by Osborne. It was a 50-50 there between him and Dallas. Fleck, Brewster, Osborne searches down the line for Burke, and he finds him. He's now back to Edna Stevens. Fleck inside the Leeds half, just overruns it a little bit and loses it with a poor touch. It's now Matthias Klick. Out wide right it goes as Leeds look to try and put this game to bed. Oh, Rodrigo's tried to be found there by Diego Llorente, but that is a defender's pass. Didn't really have the accuracy or precision, and he went straight to the keeper as it's been distributed quickly as Sheffield United look to go forward quick with Fleck. Lifting it forward for Brewster to chase. Keeps it alive. Finds Burke on the edge of the box. He gets beyond Llorente. Does he fancy his shot? Yes, he does, and it nearly goes into the far corner. Oh, it's really not far away. Burke's had a great impact since coming on, the striker. Yes, he's not scored many goals this season, but he does look like a man who could find them a goal. Got the ball from Brewster, who did find him very nicely. And as he worked it onto his right foot, oh, it's again, like Brewster's, it's just curling away from the goal instead of into the far corner. Didn't take any deflections, and in the end, it's just gone whiskers wide. It's really not far away. And Sheffield United can definitely take so many positives from this. They've not been bad at all. They've give Leeds a decent game. You know, in terms of creating chances, they've give Leeds things to think about and worry about instead of just rolling over. Leeds have a throw-in on the left-hand side, the halfway line, as we're very close now to the 90th minute. Thrown to Rafinha, who stayed on this left-hand side for the last 20 minutes or so. It's now Alioski down the line towards Matthias Klick, cut out by Ampadu, and he wins a free kick as he takes it quickly to Jagielka. Still being able to play 90-minute games at the age of 38 at such a high level. It's really, really great from Jagielka. Yes, he scored the own goal, but he's been pretty good today other than that. You know, he's keeping up to pace with the game. As Osborne is able to find Burke. Goes to McGoldrick on the far left. Down the line, he looks for Burke again. Harrison looks to try and get there ahead of him. Instead, he just kind of takes him out. But it'll be a throw in. The referee doesn't see it as a foul. Kind of ran into Burke in the end. McGoldrick from the throw-in. Gets it to Osborne. Finds Burke, who just clips it into the box. And it's an easy catch from Elliot in the end. As we've got 5 minutes of additional time. So not long left for Leeds to hold on. I think they would go 10th if they win. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure they go 10th. Yes, they would go 10th. They would leapfrog Aston Villa, but Villa would have 2 games in hand, so they would be able to go back into the top half of Villa if they were to take even a point from the games in hand they've got, or a point from the games in hand they've got. They would go above Leeds, but that could change though, because Leeds aren't guaranteed the 3 points yet until the final whistle is blown. Rodrigo has to drop deep into the midfield for Leeds. Back to the right back. It's now with Ilan Meslier. So like I said, we're coming up to the closing embers of the game. Ball forward. It's now Alioski, the left back. Finds Click. A touch away and a touch out of pitch. And a throw, and it'll be for Sheffield. They take it quickly as Leeds want to make another change with Robin Koch. But they've not been allowed to do it because Sheffield have got on with it. It's now Jagielka in his own half. Works it to Ampadu on the right. Tries to clear down the line, but it's blocked by Rafinha. And Ampadu on the halfway line is allowed to take the throw in as they're still not ready to make the change. Thrown to Burke. Lays it off to Lundstrom. Good touch ahead of him, but an even better tackle by Llorente to not let him progress any further. And it's now with Dallas. Pokes it forward to Click. Harrison's running in behind and he finds Harrison. He's one-on-one with John Egan. Will he go left or right? He goes left, then he strikes with his left, but it's just wide of the right-hand post. And a goal kick it'll be for Aaron Ramsdale to take, and he'll want to take it as quick as he can. Yeah, the last game in the Premier League between these two teams at Ellen Road did finish 2-1 to Leeds. To Cantona assist that day in 1993. As Harrison's got it for Leeds as Sheffield lose it. 3 minutes left. Harrison looks to take on Edna Stevens. Releases it nicely to Dallas. He goes for a crossing towards the box and he finds Rafinha at the back post. One-on-one with Ampadu. Lays it back inside and as Jagielka this time deflects it away for a goal for a corner instead of an own goal. He would have been getting a few flashbacks there, Phil Jagielka. Hoping the same wouldn't happen than the last time. Rafinha got it, worked a little bit of space through the legs of Ampadu, but Jagielka's there to slide away to stop any more goals for Leeds for now. They're still looking to bring on Robin Koch, who's been injured. He's been injured in the last 16 of the 18 Premier League games. He's missed a lot of the last few months. So they take it short and they try and find Rafinha with a run. But he's being intercepted by Osborne. Heavy touch though and Click has it back. Alioski forward to Rafinha. Rodrigo on the edge. Fancies a strike himself. It's an easy save for Ramsdale. 90 seconds to go. Rolls it out to Osborne. Forward it goes. Oh, lucky for McGoldrick. Not a good enough pass. And he can clear away up the pitch. Llorente towards Rafinha. Can't work himself away from Jagielka. He just clears it forward. Header won by Burke. But cleared by Koch, who can play midfield, and he will do that. His Click looks to feed through Rodrigo, but it's been intercepted. And a switch is on for Sheffield. Can it be kept in? It can by Burke. Right on the halfway line. Right hand side. Minute to go. Can Sheffield create one last chance to nick a draw? Jagielka, crossfield ball towards McGoldrick, headed away. Going as far as Edna Stevens. Down the line to Osborne, he's onside. He's onside, ref. I don't think he is. Offside given. I thought he just got himself back onside when the ball was played, but the linesman disagrees with me. And it looks like that could be it. Unlucky from Sheffield. They've really given themselves a good go. I know Leeds have had more shots and more possession, but in terms of the state Sheffield are in, they could come away from this knowing that they have played decent football. They've made a few chances. The own goal was really unlucky. This should really be 1-1, to be honest. So they shouldn't really be too negative about this, as Osborne clears away that free kick, and Llorente has to do with a throw-in with his clearance. As they need to take the throw-in quickly, Osborne. Down the left. Looking for an option and throws it down the line to McGoldrick. Cleared again by Robin Koch. They need to take it quick here. McGoldrick takes it. Throws it to Burke. McGoldrick has to go all the way back as he panics because he's under pressure. And it doesn't get to Jagielka because Rodrigo gets there ahead of him. Rafinha breaks forward. Great interception by Jagielka. Does fall to Rodrigo though in the end. And that will be that from the referee. We've played the 5 minutes. We've played more than 5 minutes. And as Marcelo Bielsa fist bumps Kevin Friend in the Sheffield United coaching staff, he knows that his team have been in a little bit of a game there. Wasn't easy. Wasn't made easy. They had to work for it. But in the end, Sheffield, they had enough shots, they had enough possession to see it through. Jack Harrison, in the first 12 minutes, scored a 3-yard tap-in from a Rafinha pullback as they were just about to get started, the Leeds scoring ways. But just before half-time, a deflected McBurney shot in the box fell right over to the back post where Ben Osborne could just stroke it home from around 3 yards out as well to make it 1-1. And as Sheffield had a decent start to the second half, both teams were starting to get back into the game. A cross in the box by Jack Harrison was met by a defensive clearance by Jagielka, but the clearance wasn't good enough and it went right into the back of his own net. And then from there, again, chances were made, chances were seen, chances weren't taken by either team. And that's why here it's ended Leeds United 2, Sheffield 1. Like I said, Sheffield can take away a lot of positives from this game because they really weren't that bad. You know, they scored for the first time in 3 games. They only conceded 2, which isn't the worst. But again, it's just the goals that they were struggling with. They've only scored 17 still this season now instead of 16. They've conceded 52, and it will be life in the Championship next season. But like I said, positives to be taken, but it is Leeds, the team, who can walk away with the 3 points. And they'll be looking to try and implement their top half position. They are top half at the minute. That might not last the full weekend because a lot of teams have got games hands on them, especially Aston Villa. But the worst they can finish is 11th after this weekend. And I don't think that's too shabby. Great commentary as always. Cheers, mate. Thank you. But yeah, that is going to be the end. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I enjoyed the game. I thought that was very thrilling. You can't beat a Leeds game, can you? It's always end-to-end. It's always non-stop. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you all for watching. Commentary on Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Porto versus Chelsea for the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final. But for this game, Sheffield run close against their Yorkshire rivals Leeds, but they just had a little bit too much for them in the end as Sheffield walk away with nothing. But Leeds gain 3 extra points as their first season back in the Premier League is looking to be a successful one under Marcelo Bielsa.